Crypto presents exciting new opportunities for the investment-minded, but it's also volatile and accelerating in complexity. That's why we created Token Metrics, an intelligent crypto platform backed by an industry-leading combination of data, AI, and media that feeds optimized portfolios to crypto investors. Featuring Token Metrics ratings to help you find the best investment opportunities in real time, an indices page that showcases various model portfolios, and deep insights into price predictions and technical analysis. A dedicated NFT dashboard that evaluates NFT collections and assets by our machine learning algorithm to find the most profitable and secure NFTs across all available blockchains. Plus, with access to Token Metrics TV, monitor 24/7 exclusive crypto news and analysis. Whether you're a first-time trader or a seasoned crypto investor, you can stay informed and in control, backed by your all-in-one crypto companion, Token Metrics. Take control of crypto today at tokenmetrics.com.
Metrics Ventures. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's see who was first on the stream. First on the stream. Hey, what's up, Bull Runner? Good to have you here. BK Crypto in the house. Web3 MCT. Hey, what's up? Good to have you here. This is going to be quite the stream. We have a whole new format. We're going to be going through and doing the top crypto tier list for this month. We'll do it for coins on our platform. We'll do it for the trending coins of the week. And we'll also do it for the hidden gems. All right. So if you want to know what coins we're bullish on, obviously not financial advice as usual, definitely tune in. We do have the Menti code available for those who want to engage with this presentation. Just go to menti.com, MENTI.com. Use the code 6507-8739. That's 6507-8739. Follow us on social. And we've also launched several new podcasts. This is something we've been planning to do. So we have podcasts for the live stream called Token Metrics Live. We have one for Deep Dive. We have one for 100X Show. We have one for code reviews, I believe. We also have Crypto Minutes, basically getting short sound bites under a minute on crypto. So we'll have the former page up shortly, but just want to put that out there. And then also wanted to mention, we now have the beta for Token Metrics GPT available to all users. Even the free plan, yes, even the free plan now can try out Token Metrics GPT. And to sign up, just go to tokenmetrics.com. If you already have an account and you also want to upgrade, for limited only, we're giving 25% off if you use a coupon code Token Metrics GPT, all caps, no space. That's Token Metrics GPT, all caps, no space, to get 25% off. So definitely take advantage of this right now. If you have been waiting to get back in the market and to leverage our AI and our chatbot. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, let me just pull this up here real quick. But basically, this is what the chatbot looks like. It's just like ChatGPT for crypto. And we're slowly So if you don't want to wait for the live stream for us to cover this, you can now use it directly on our platform. So right now it's saying the next 100X coin, not financial advice, is IoTex. Okay, very interesting. It has an investor grade of 78%. But anyway, just want to put that out there. Once again, use the coupon code TokenMetricsGPT to get 25% off. All right, back to the stream. So let's hop straight into it. You can just scan the QR code here if it's easier for you to pull up the Menti code or the Menti page. All right, so let's hop straight into it. Web3's. Can you guys? Technical issues. Can you guys hear me? Just let me know in the chat. All right. Okay, I'm back. I'm not sure what's going on here with YouTube. But anyway, so Web3 says, I've been testing TM-GPT. It's been really fun. Good to have you here. All right, so yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but keep me posted if there are any issues with the stream. It seems like it's back now. All right, so let's hop straight into it and go into coin of the week. All right, so okay, hold on. Let me just double check to make sure there are no issues here. It seems like some people are having issues. Okay, yeah, it's fine on my end. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, it's fine on my end. So testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but anyway, we'll just keep on going with the punches. All right, so let's hop into coins of the week. So these are actually trending coins of the week. So we're taking all the different coins trending on Twitter, on Token Metrics, on different coins. All right, so now for those of you who know the whole tier list, let me that now. If I can go full screen. And I'm actually going to go through these coins and give you my thoughts on which ones I think will do well. So the tiers we have are A tier, kind of like in grade school, A grade, B grade, C grade, D, or F. Is that a dud? So the coins we have are Optimism, we have Curve, we have XRP, we have XDC Network, and we have WorldCoin. Okay, so these beforehand, but we'll go through and just look at all these coins and see ones we think make the most sense. So just give me a second here. Let me actually go to the chatbot. Let's see if the chatbot can give us its analysis on these 5 coins. So we'll say, compare these 5 coins based on TM, I would say TM trader grade and TM investor grade. Oops, okay, I was still typing. Okay, let me. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Okay, all right, so let's see what it's going to give us. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the stream. Everything was fine during testing. All right, so the 5 coins we're looking at: WorldCoin, XRP, Curve. Curve had the whole fiasco this week. With now the founder basically selling or being liquidated after the whole. XDC Network has a trader grade of 79%, TM investor grade of almost 60%. We've got XRP with a trader grade of 70%, investor grade of 75% almost. Curve, trader grade of 10%. Curve is a dud right now. Not ideal to trade with the whole hack thing happening. Then team investor grade of under 60%. All right, so let's now actually dive deeper into all these directly on the platform. So let's see what's happening with XDC Network. All right. Stream is freezing. Okay, we'll have to just keep on going with this, unfortunately. I had the same setup. Not sure why it's having issues now. But anyway, so we got XDC. It's in a strong buy, up almost 40%. trader good of 87%, FTV 3.1 billion. About a third of the tokens are liquid. And if we go to this chart here, it turned bullish July 18th, and it's been trending ever since. And this signal, while accuracy is not that great, it has a higher ROI versus holding, and certainty ratio is pretty high. So something's happening here. Now, I don't know exactly what's happening, but let's pull up the website and their Twitter and see if we can find out. So it says enterprise-ready hybrid blockchain for global trade and finance. Okay, so it's a blockchain for enterprise. I haven't really heard too much about this. So let's see here. Interoperable blockchain network for global trade and finance. They're comparing it to Bitcoin and Ethereum. They claim to have higher TPS. Who doesn't? Okay, so basically it's an L1. Now let's see what's happening here. I don't need this. Okay, so they have 100K followers on Twitter. Okay, so quite the audience. Okay, saying DAO-Fin, a big step towards decentralization of ecosystem development. That was back in February. It's like there's some conference talks. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really seeing what's causing this pump. It seems like it's pumping as a trade. All right, so we have XDC. Then we also had Optimism. This is a crypto favorite. Although, while good in technology, the tokenomics are not the best, in my opinion. So I think this is more of a coin to trade, not so much one to hold a long term. That's about it. As of July 16th, and looking at this, let's see here. So just give me a second. Okay. So holding versus trading this doesn't really make sense. It's basically the same thing. So I guess if you want to HODL this, you probably will just HODL this, right? So I'm going to go through all these tokens. Once I go through all these tokens, then I kind of place these over here, right? But actually, let me do this now. Maybe easier. So Optimism, because if we go back, it is in the buy, creeping up. But would I put it? Okay, maybe we'll put this in a C tier in terms of trading this for this week, right? We had mentioned XDC. Honestly, let's put this in the B for now, B tier for now, because Trader Grid was very, very high. Now, if we go to the XRP army, let's see what XRP has to say. Trader Grid is in the buy, 66 billion FTV. I don't really see much alpha in that. It did turn bullish, but it's been going down. And XRP just has not made money, whether you're holding it or whether you're following this trade. So don't kill me, XRP army, but I'm gonna make it a F for this month. Things could always change, but right now things are not looking good. I think the money was being in XRP before the whole SEC news. Now that it's over, right? Buy the rumors, sell the news. So it's time to sell the news. So apologies, XRP army. Now, if we go to Curve Finance has basically been collapsing. It's on the brink of, yeah, like this is strong sell. $2 billion FTV. If we go to the price charts, okay, I'm sorry. Give me a minute. Yeah, strong sell. So strong sell on July 26th when it was at 73 cents. It's currently at 61. But let's actually go to, because the crash has happened in the last week or so. Has it bounced back? Let me see. Because I thought it was down a lot more than that. Yeah, because it was at 83 cents before that. But I don't really think anybody should be in curve right now. So we'll put this in. Well, I think XRP is better off than curve. So we'll do it like that. And then let's go to the orb favorite, the one that's trying to scan your eyeballs and put your data on chain. So that is WorldCoin. Now, I don't think we're going to have much data on WorldCoin because it's a new coin, and we typically need 100 days worth of price action for the price. But let's take a look here. Yeah, so not really much we can do here. FTV, 22 billion. This is straight up VC Ponzonomics. So they have a 10 billion token supply, and about 120 million tokens are circulating. So there's going to be a lot of inflation here that it makes no sense to really get involved, in my opinion, right? So it launched at 231, went to a high of 243. I'm surprised it's not down even more. All-time high was $3.33. All-time low was $1.66. Would I trade this? Honestly, I would not. But right now we don't really have much data to go with this. If I had to choose where to place this, I would say I would put WorldCoin over here. Right, so kind of basically curve, I give it an F, XRP a D, WorldCoin a D, Optimism a C, but too much inflation. So I think the coin of the week, the coin of the week out of the trending coins right now, XDC Network. Now, I don't know about the long-term value of this token. I'd have to do a deep dive on this, but I think if you're trading it, out of everything here, this makes the most sense as a trade out of the list we have here. But let me see what the audience says. Oh, wow. The audience is with XRP and Optimism. Very interesting. But I mean, XRP has not made any money at all, right? So I'm not necessarily sure why people would be bullish on it now. And there's not really any new fundamental catalysts happening, to my knowledge, unless somebody can let me know in the chats. Then Optimism, it has great technology, but I don't think it's going to have any big returns in the next week or so. But let's check in the chat and see how we're doing here. Somebody says new coins are going to bring biggest returns, not coins from last bull cycle. Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree. Tiger says, if Casper turns out like Matic, it's going to be a big bag in the next bull. Last cycle, and he did over 100x. Very true. Sometimes projects need time to develop and go to market strategies. Yes, very true indeed. Okay, all right. So let me know what you think about coins of the week. Let's now move on to the next segment, top 5 coins using the Tokenmetrics platform. So this is basically top 5 trader grades. Now, I've already done most of this ahead of time, but you can definitely leverage the platform, even with a free account. Just go to tokenmetrics.com and use the coupon code TokenMetricsGPT, all caps, no space, to get 25% off. Do it now before the coupon code expires. All right, so top 5 coins of the week. So let's drum rollers, please. So the coins we have, actually, I think we made this top 6 coins of the week because during the middle of creating this list, the grades updated and then a new token was added. So we have Enzyme, which used to be Melonport. We have Gains Network. We have Rollbit. We have Leo. We have Yield Guild. And we have Orbs. So if I actually go to the platform, I'll show you the filters I used to create this list. So now for this, you do have to have a paid plan to be able to customize the ratings page, but we have a free trial for that for 1 week. So just come here, customize. The filters I have are trader grade over 70%, change in 24-hour trader grade over 10%, trading signal bullish, and trading volume over 1 million. And then the rest are just basic market cap filters. And then I'm sorting this based on what has that largest increase or change in trader grade in the last 24 hours. So in this order, we have Leo token, we have Yield Guild, we have Orbs, Leo. So Leo is currently a strong buy, although it's down 24%. And I'm not sure if that's accurate, but signals have been bullish on this since June 21st at $3.57, currently at $4.05. Not much accuracy in this trading signal though, so not sure I would be bullish on this as a trade. So for now, we're gonna put this on the, where's this? I'll put this as an F. ABC. Hold on, why is this not? There we go. Actually, I put this as a D tier in terms of trading this. So let's move on now to yield games. Oh, strong buy, 84% trader grade. It's up almost 20% in price. Trader grade is up 5%. FTV of about $250 million. Tokenomics not the best. This has Ponzi-nomics, so you have about 80% of the supply that's going to add inflation. That's a tax you have to factor in for the long term. But it did turn bullish back on July 23rd. Trading signal is not the best, but it is better than holding, because if you held this, you'd have lost almost 98% of your money, but following the signal, you would have only lost 65%. So it has been a rough bear market for this token. So as a trade, I would say I'll put it in the B tier for now, because 250 million FDV is a low cap. Tokenomics are not great for the long term, but as a trade, it won't matter too much. And the fact that it's up in price and it's trending in trader grade, I think that's a pretty good sign that something is happening. Okay, let's go to Orbs. Orbs has a trader grade of 75%. It's in the buy. FTV of 270 million. You have about 70% of the tokens have to hit the market, causing inflation. It turned bullish on July at 2.5 cents. Hasn't really moved much. It's down 40% in the last 1 year. But this signal is pretty accurate. So, well, not accurate, but there's lots of alpha in this, right? So over 14 trades, if you held this, you would be up about 240%. But if you follow this signal, you'd be up 1,000%, which is good. Sortino ratio over 2. So actually, let's pull this up. This was an L1 from back in the day, I believe. And we know L1s have been doing well in this bear market and even historically, right? Whether it's Caspa as a proof of work coin, whether it was Canto as a EVM on Cosmos. Okay, let's see. Orbs, making your smart contracts better. Huh. Why is this site not moving? Do I have to click this? Okay, yeah. What is Orbs? Orbs is an open, decentralized, and public blockchain infrastructure executed by a secure network of permissionless validators using, basically it's a proof of stake blockchain. They're calling themselves layer 3. They're doing smart contracts. I'm not sure if they're just making up new stuff, but let's actually go what the on-chain data tells us. Just want to see if there's any growth on this blockchain. Because I haven't really seen much on-chain data on orbs. Okay, sorry everybody. Let me see if I can close some of the screens. Not sure if that's the issue. Okay, hold on. Let me just close a whole bunch of windows. You should play some music. Let me close
DJ on the beat. DJ on the beat.
Okay, so hopefully that did something. All right. Okay, so we said Orbs protocol. Let's turn this down. Oh wow, no data on this. Let's try doing analytics. I'm seeing Orbs token analytics, but I mean, doesn't seem like there's any data on this project. Okay, let me just check CoinGecko. Just want to see if that token is on their own blockchain or if it's still an ERC-based 20 token. Okay, it is. So they're still on Ethereum. Yeah, this is very, very early. So I would not be looking. I mean, it's a blockchain that hasn't really launched on mainnet then, because otherwise the token will be on their own blockchain. But if that happens, then it's going to be an issue for them to integrate onto exchanges, causing this not to be an attractive choice long term based on those fundamentals, because there'll be barely any liquidity. And then two, tokenomics not the greatest right now, as of now. So if we go back to our tier list, I will put this in the D tier for now in terms of trading this. I think right now, actually, hold on, let me first go back to the page. Yeah, trading this would not be my first choice. Now going to Rollbit. So actually, Rollbit we do have with our fund. We bought this. We covered this last week, and the last few weeks it's been trending on our platform. Currently in a buy at 78%. It's currently at about $500 million, 530 million FDV. Most of the tokens are liquid. I believe there's a new change to their tokenomics where stakers get 20% of the revenue, especially a casino. It's up 17% today. If we come down here, this had quite the year. It's done a 60x return in the last 1 year in a bear market. That's why there's always alpha out there, regardless of the market conditions. It turned bullish on July 1st at 3.5 cents, and it's currently at 10 cents. So almost a 3x. So, I mean, I'm bullish. If we go to investor grade, okay, that's also in the buy. But going back to the tier list, where would I put this? I would put Rollbit as a trade. Honestly, I'll put it as an A, because this is a trade. I still think this has room to grow. Now, let me actually see if I can get some on-chain data for this. So if we go to Dune, a little bit. Okay, so they're both on Solana and Ethereum. Now, if we look at the growth of this over time, okay, that's not. Yeah, so basically, since beginning of the year, they've been growing in Solana depositors, and then ETH has kind of been stagnant. Then I'm seeing they've added ERC20 tokens and BTC. Okay, let's try a different dashboard. Which one is this? Let's try this one. Yeah, so there's been growth in cumulative users over the last 28 days. I mean, that's a pretty good indicator. But daily active users is down over the last 14 days. This is on Solana. So they're getting new users, but the daily active is not quite there. Let's try a different dashboard. Actually, here, let me switch over to DeFi Llama. They had a little bit here. Okay, they do not. But anyway, so I'll tell you why I'm bullish on this long term. I think with every crypto bull run, you always have a big catalyst, right? So we had Uniswap with DeFi Summer. We had OpenSea with NFTs. And I'm speculating that we're going to have a degen casino summer. Maybe not summer, maybe winter, who knows? But I think next bull run, all the degens will come out and play, right? And what better platform currently is if we go to all the different gaming places out there, right? If we go to gambling, this is what the market looks like. So I know this is coins to trade for the week, but even for the long term, this is a clear market leader. This is the runaway leader, right? The next closest project in its sector has 15.5 billion FTV, right? So you think maybe this is overvalued, but as mentioned, they have good tokenomics, actually great tokenomics, right? More than 60% of the tokens are already in the market. That's going to be what, 64 or 8%? Basically, 2/3 of the tokens are in the market. So there's not much inflation there. And this is in a bear market. And then if you factor in that this is basically a casino and gaming site, if I pull up their page here, sports season has not even started yet. NFL is about to start. Football is about to start. Basketball is about to start. Let me go through this pop-up. But I think once sports season starts, this can really move. And okay, I cannot exit this. But anyway, they block US, obviously for regulation reasons. Actually, there we go. But this is straight up degen. My understanding is you can get 100x leverage for betting on a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, but let's go to sports. Going back to one as a trade, it's been killing in the last 1 week and up 70% today. So I think this can keep on going. So I would put it A tier for this week and this month. All right, so let's now go back to, so we have Gains Network. Currently at 79%, almost 80, almost creeping up to a strong buy. Trader Grid has changed by almost 40%. FDV of 140 million. All the tokens are liquid in the market, so tokenomics is actually great. It turned bullish on July 10th at $4.66. Currently at 463, so it's basically flat. And the P&L on this is, this signal is very accurate, definitely outperforms holding. So if you held this, you would be up 71%. If you follow this signal over 6 trades, you'd be up 357%. Honestly, this looks good. Now, if we compare the sector, let's go back to CoinGecko. So if we put in Gains Network, so we'll go to derivatives and we'll go to perpetuals. So this is basically on Polygon. So if we sort this by, since we're trading, I'm actually going to use market cap instead of FDV, because actually it's not really relevant unless you're thinking long term. So if we actually go by market cap, let's see what it says. We can do both. So GMX has 463 million market cap, DYDX 336, Gains Farm, I haven't heard of that one. This is very liquid. I would ignore that. So they have about 5 million in trading volume, 140 million. Now, DYDX has, I don't think it's better than DYDX. So I don't really see it getting a higher market cap than DYDX. If we come by FDV, then that's a whole different story, right? If we go by FDV, DYDX is huge, almost $2 billion FDV. GMX, about 700 million FDV. Epex, I think this is a Binance chain, but very illiquid. GMX is undervalued for the long term. Trading it, there's potential, but I think this is more so of a long-term play. But I think let's actually go to, let's see, let's compare GNS. Yeah, let's compare perpetual DEX insights and see how it's comparing with the rest of the market. So in terms of volume, actually, let me get a better chart. So looking at the space, is this accurate? So GNS has 17% volume market share. GMX is only 10%. I thought GMX was the market leader. Huh. Vertex 25%. Quenta 16%. Not sure how this is being done. Then aggregate open interest by PerpDex platform. This shows GMX to be leading with 121 million. Okay, let me see if I can find a better dashboard, because this is not, I'm not quite understanding this, but I don't really use perpetual DEXs, so maybe I'm missing something here. Okay, let's do derivatives. Yeah, so this is comparing GMX, DYDX, Gains Network, Quenta, Perpetual Protocol, Level, Merx Protocol, Apex, and Mummy Finance. So hopefully this gives us a better visual. Okay, ranked by volume. Yeah, so GMX has 37 billion in volume. It's ranked first. Then Synthetics at almost 20 billion. Perpetual at 5.5 billion. GMX is not. I'm sorry, GNS is not here. Network is not here. I think maybe some people's queries on these dashboards are off or not accurate. But anyway, Gains Network, as a trade, I think you can maybe catch something, but I don't think necessarily it's guaranteed to pop off. So I would put this as actually, I'll put it as a B, as a trade. Long term, I think the on-chain data has to support holding it for the long term relative to the market leaders like GMX. But I think as a trade, there's potential there. But actually, let me compare this to Yield Guild. Yield Guild is already moving at 50 million markup. Actually, let me bump this down. We'll put it at C tier. All right, so we got Enzyme last. Let's go to Enzyme, which used to be Melon. So it's currently in the buy, 75%, FTV 44 million, market cap 27 million. So you have about almost 2/3 of the tokens in the market, which is good actually. Signal turned bullish July 31st at $20.41, but it went down. Not much alpha in this signal, so yeah, I would actually just ignore this then. So not much to write home about regarding that. So I'd actually put that as F. Yeah, so this is the list. So out of the tokens on obviously when you trade, you have to have your entry and your exit. Yield Guild, C tier, Gains Network, D tier, Leo and Orbs, and then F tier, Enzyme. Right? I think Rollbit, the fundamentals are there. It's getting better. Now, it is risky. All these have risks. It is crypto. My understanding is Rollbit is not fully decentralized. So factor that in. Yield Guild, I mean, all these, for the most part, have horrible tokenomics. So assume there'll be inflation in the future. And these are not products you should marry right now. These are products you should be trading. Right? And when you're a trader, you're in and out. You have your entry and your exit. The only ones that I may consider for the long term would be Rollbit. So everything I said earlier. Basically, tokenomics are good. On-chain data shows that it's growing, getting lots of users. And with sports season about to start across the world, and it's basically like BitMEX or GMX for casinos with leverage. So degens will degen in crypto. That we know. Now, that also gives it a risk in terms of regulation and regulators. I know there was also some FUD on Twitter between them and I think Fatman, some other guy who was making up FUD about them. But anyway, there is some risk. And I think the team might be anonymous. I'm not sure. But anyway, keep an eye on that one. Gains Network, only if the on-chain data gets better. But right now, there's no on-chain proof or reason to think this will do well long-term, besides that it's just a low-cap coin. And that's basically it. So let me know what you think down below. So definitely check it out. He's a good YouTuber. He's on the up and up. What do I think of ApeCoin? I think ApeCoin, you have to really wait until their metaverse launches. I think that's going to be the big thing. Casper doesn't have 100 million in token circulation. It has a ratio of 0.4 FTV to market cap. All right, so are there any good new IDOs coming to market to trade? Not to my knowledge, but that's a good segue to the next segment on hidden gems. So we're going to go to the private sector now. To our customers as part of the hidden gems research we put out. So basically, our research team is looking at lots of projects every single week, ranging anywhere from 30 to 50 projects a week. And then out of those, we take the top 5 most interesting ones that have the highest fundamental score. And then we create a list for hidden gems. Now, because these are early stage products, they always do have risk. So you have to be careful. And most of these have not launched yet because they're basically either raising capital still from VCs. But they're worth putting on your radar, right? So for example, in the past, we had projects on hidden gems such as Caspa. We covered Caspa all the way last year. I think it was around the fall, maybe around September, October, as part of our hidden gems. And guess what? It's done incredible. Right? So now, can we find the next Caspa? Can we find the next 100x? Let's see. So this is the list. So we've got these projects, and this is actually a different tier list because these have not launched yet. So the tiers we have the 1x tier, which is not really doing anything, not even worth holding, in my opinion. Then you have the 5x tier. You know what? Okay, this is some good money. You can get out your initial and have some spare money. Then we get in the 20x tier, right? This is where you start making some good money, right? So actually, one of the products we covered in the past, GameSwift, has officially done a 20x last time I checked. Let's see. Let's get a quick update on that. I covered this on the last show as well. Yeah, so it's almost a 20x, although it is down today. But anyway, back to the list. But the money is in early stage products, right? So we have 20x tier. Then we get to the 100x tier.
We just landed on the moon in a Lambo,
AKA the Moon Lambo tier. And then
taking pictures with the zoom.
In a very rare instance, sometimes you may be blessed by the gods and be so lucky to get 1000x tier. This is rare, but it does happen. And you really need these 1000x's to have life-changing generational wealth, especially in crypto. But it is possible, whether in the private markets or even in the public markets. So if we go back to the last cycle, Matic did 1000x, basically. It was like 999 something x, if I pull it up, right? And this was not even a private project. This was straight up on public markets, on exchanges. If we go to Matic, that's funny. They got a tag, alleged SEC securities now. Oh, man. All right, so from the all-time low, about 4 years ago, May 10th, 2019, okay, that was 200x. But from all-time low to all-time high, it was 1000x, basically. Now, very rarely do you actually get that. Your goal is to get just even a fraction of that. A fraction of 1000x is 250x. But anyway, that's possible, right? Same thing with Helium. Helium did basically 1000x. Oh, I'm sorry. And we have token. So it's already trading now. We've got CK, we've got DBank, Neurochain, and something else. Let me go to the actual presentation. So I'll go through and give a quick blurb on each one. Now, I'm not done a deep dive on any of these. Just want to bring this to your attention. Obviously not financial advice. But first up, we got Read On. Decentralized content layer using AI. $7X Ventures, I believe, is the fund from the CEO, former CEO of Reddit. ByteDance, which is, I believe, TikTok, Pinterest, and Carnegie Mellon, ML experts. All right, so let's actually pull up their site here and do a quick overview on this. All right, so this is their site, right? So we got Read On. Discover, distribute, and store value articles. So this seems like almost like a decentralized social media platform, kind of like Steemit. All right, so Web 2 compatible decentralized platform. All right, so next gen blogs, news, and forums. Okay, so they've got a mobile app here. That's a Web3 content aggregator. Okay, looks like they have some videos here on the site. I want to keep on going. Yeah, I mean, social media in general doesn't really do well, so you have to be very, very careful. Honestly, this is going to be hit or miss. This is basically either you get a home run, get the creators who create. All right, so now I don't have all the information here in terms of the valuation and what they're raising, but I think if we go and compare the whole space, so let's go to social. Yeah, SocialFi. And let's look at this. So let's actually look initially by market cap. So we got Theta Network, which is a video project. Kind of, it was meant to be like a YouTube, decentralized YouTube or something, or video network. They have 762 million FTV and market cap. Hive is 128 million market cap. DSO, which Steve Rally, we covered Rally in the past, hasn't done well. Tokenomics were not the greatest. Even today, they're not the greatest. If you're investing for the long term, tokenomics matter the most. Steam, this has been around forever. 28 million. Library credits, 5 million. They're sued by the SEC and lost. Yeah, I mean, if we sold by FTV, okay, I would ignore this. I don't know what the heck that is. But like there's some issue happening there. Yeah, I mean, DSO is good. If we kind of compare this as their competitor, this used to be BitDAO, I believe, but rebranded. So I kind of want to pull this up just to compare, right? So they claim it's time to reimagine the world of social. Their page is loading. The social layer of crypto has arrived. It's the first layer 1 blockchain built from the ground up, decentralized social media, backed by Sequoia, Coinbase, A16Z. So they have a blue chip list of investors. But would I compare Read On to them? I mean, this is more like a Steam it, right? Looking at the roadmap here, open beta last year, ChatGPT integration beginning of this year, long tweets and video content. They won an award for Solana Community Hackathon and Arweave Hackathon. All right, so I mean, Arkstream Capital is actually a great investor. They're one of the best in the space. So this is typically actually a good sign. But yeah, I mean, definitely would keep an eye on this. I don't know what the valuation is, so that would matter. But for anything social, actually, I think it might have been 25 billion valuation. But for anything social, that's where it's tough. So if I had to pick this on a tier list, let's say it's 25 million, and let's say we're targeting summer 2025, because that's the top, right? Because historically speaking, you have about 15 to 16 months of price appreciation, or basically a bull run after the Bitcoin halving. And Bitcoin halving is happening next year. April is the particular time. So that gives us till summer. So from 25 million, how far can this go? If I think the market is going to do, let's say, an average of 5x, can this do more than that? I think this is read on. I would put 25x would put it at 120. Let me just get my calculator out real quick. Just want to do some math on the fly. So yeah, so 20x would be like $500 million FTV. I think that's reasonable. Now, these are moon cases, because this is going to be a moon case. So this means this is the least likely to happen. Quick recap, you've got the bear case, you've got the base case, and you got the moon case. People are more into the moon case, right? The rare chance of how high can this possibly go in a reasonable manner, but still a moon case. So I would say 20x seems reasonable if the valuation is 25 million by summer 2025. All right. Now let's go on to the next one. If we go to Nuria chain, actually, let me go back to my presentation here. All right. So Nuria chain.ai, platform for creation and deployment of AI-powered decentralized applications, decentralized AI computing and cloud. We know AI is a big narrative because of ChatGPT and Google Bard. So this already hits the narrative trend. Now, I don't really have much info on here, but let's go to the website. If we go to, let's take a look. The ultimate Web3 AI infrastructure, decentralized, scalable, powered by AI. Okay, Neurochain AI provides an intuitive AI infrastructure empowering developers to build powerful stuff. So this seems like a assistant. It delivers in-depth analysis, answers tough questions. Trading Hub, your decentralized crypto trading partner. Okay, yeah, what exactly is this? So it's an infrastructure project, so more Web3. Okay, the team is and the team, I'm not seeing much. Yeah, this one I'm not so sure. At least just based on everything initially. It seems kind of anonymous, but let's actually look up these names, right? So Julius Serranis, Lithuania. Actually, it reminds me of a project we invested back in 2017. Didn't really do much. All right, so his background, HCL. Okay, that's a well-known company. Barclays, as a senior systems engineer for 3 years. Barclays. Okay, definitely has a good IT degree. Now, let's go back to the other name. But anyway, this might take a while. I think based on everything I've seen, it has the AI narrative. I'm not sure what the valuation is because it's not really on the deck. Actually, let me see if I can even find this. Just give me a minute. Okay, yeah, so it's actually $24 million FTV. Okay, so if we use that, so basically it's an AI coin. Let's go and see what the market is for AI currently. So we go to artificial intelligence. If we're looking at FTV, because we're thinking long term, there's BitTensor. Great project, but tokenomics are not the best. This is an AI project, scored over 90, I think it was about 90% in terms of code review. So keep an eye out on this. It might make sense to trade, but right now it's not the greatest in terms of tokenomics. But this is one to watch if you're looking at the AI space. Render, we've covered before. Render's $1 billion. Ocean Protocol, Singularity, Ensure, Fetch.ai, Akash. So if the whole crypto market is going to do a 5x, I think just by being an AI coin, with the whole narrative being a big narrative for next cycle, by summer 2025, I think anything AI is going to do a 5x. So I think we're looking at 25x or more. Now, this is going with the limited information I have. Don't really even have much on a code review, but all these projects will be passed on to our tech team to do a code review. So we'll have that problem. But based purely on the fundamental, it was Neurochain, right? I think AI, I'll put this, because 100x from 25 million is 2.5 billion. In 2 years, by summer 2025, actually legit, or just or not a scam or rug pull, but possible. Highly improbable, but I think it's possible for an AI infrastructure project. Basically, if it's like a chain link for AI, right? I think because if we go back again to this category, right? Assume a bit tensor does a 5x. Well, I'm sorry. If we assume the market does a 5x and AI does a 5x on top of that, we're looking at basically 25x. Let's even be reasonable and say 10x everything, right? Or let's say 15x everything. So bit tensor can get to 15, 20 billion FTV. So for some other project, it could possibly go to 2 put off, but just based on the info we have, I think this potentially could do that. But anyway, let's continue on to the next one. Cascadia, neo-cybernetic blockchain platform for dynamic incentive design hybrid layer 1 blockchain. Okay, EVM compatible cross-chain DEX, dynamic smart contracts. So basically, it's a L1 that's EVM compatible. That's already a big narrative. But let's go to their site. The world's first neo-cybernetic blockchain. Not sure what that means. It reminds me of Neo, the Chinese blockchain. Okay, not much on this website. I'm seeing Faucet, Block Explorer, Validator Explorer, community, developers. There's honestly not much here. But let me see if I can find anything on this. Okay, actually, let me just give me a minute, everybody. Let's play some music.
Luigi on the beat. Luigi on the beat. Luigi on the beat.
Okay, you're not really getting much info on this, but we do have a code review on this that we'll publish later. It's so-so in terms of the code review. Just kind of going based off of that, I mean, I think the EVM space is getting very, very crowded. So if I had to pick for Cascadia, and I don't quite have the valuation, but I think they're raising like, what, $1 million? Let's say it's a 20 million FTV. 10x. Yeah, I would say like I'll put this in the 10x, 20x tier. Although I think this will work. So we have two more. We have DBank and Arkham. All right. So if we go to DBank, is a Web3 platform, kind of like MetaMask and Dapper Labs. Well, a very popular one, by the way. And there's speculation that there'll be an airdrop for this. So you basically just log in with your wallet. They do have a huge following, 5.1 million visitors. in the last month. So basically, about 5 million. So, I mean, that's pretty good. Actually, let me see if there's any info on DeepBank token. Yeah, and they've raised a lot of money, equity, I believe. Funding round. Yeah, this was back in 2021. So Coindesk article says DeepBank raises 25 million in a round led by Sequoia China. The only way to make airdrop play, airdrops are like free money, so I would put this like 100x just by default because your cost basis is basically very, very low. Now, if they actually launch with a token, or if they issue a token, and let's say you're actually trying to invest in it, how high could this go? I mean, let's compare the wallet space. Wallets with tokens typically do not do well. Right, if we go to wallets, so we got Trust Wallet 198, 136 million. So it's not looking too good. But let's say DeepBank does launch one. It's like what, 450 million, somewhere in the middle. Let's call it 500 million valuation. And let's say they do, that's more like a 10x. So if you're going to trade this, airdrop 100x is basically what I'm looking at. And then I'll do like a 5x if it's just buying on exchanges from like, yeah. Because wallets historically do not do well, but for the airdrop, we'll say 100x. All right, so we have analyzing the blockchain, aka docs to earn, as people have memed about it, right? To pay people in tokens to dox people on chain. So all these on-chain sleuths who want to make money, this is the platform for them. So very, very interesting platform. Very scary platform, right? If you thought you were private in crypto, not this platform. They'll dox you real quick. Circulating is 15% of that at 150 million. FTV, 500 million already with bad tokenomics. Market cap of under 70 million. It's already down over 40%. So honestly, I don't see this doing too well. I mean, I would only trade this because of the bad tokenomics. You have 85% of the tokens that have to hit the market. So that's additional inflation and tax that's going to suppress your price, right? So if it does a 5x in the bull run, let's say 10x in the bull run, you have to factor in that more tokens are being introduced into the supply in the market. Basic economics, supply and demand. If there's more supply being introduced, the demand has to keep up with the supply at the same rate, right? So if the supply goes up by otherwise you're being diluted. That's why we're in crypto. Why do you want to have an additional tax in inflation with these VC funds coins, right? So if we go to this tier list, honestly, I would put this like a 5x tier, yeah, because the tokenomics are not great for the long term. So obviously not financial advice, but the fact that this is already $500 million FTV, then you factor in the 85% supply shock that's going to happen as sell pressure. I'm not too bullish on this, right? So quick recap: next tier outcome, we had Cascadia on the 20x tier, because this is 20 million. I don't know what the FTV is, but I'm assuming it's 20 million. because Altcoin is already trading. The money has already been made on Altcoin Intelligence. Right? VCs made money on it already. But if we're thinking about getting in now, most of these parties are not trading. We're speculating a lot, right? I would put Cascadia at 20x, Redon at 20x, basically social media, blogs, forums, chain, almost purely based on just the whole AI narrative and $25 million FTV. I think AI coins will do well in a bull run. And DBank just purely based on an airdrop, right? And an airdrop is 100x. All right, so this is the list. Let me know what you think.
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
All right. Jan says agreed. Wolf says DBank is a wealth data aggregator. Yes, yeah, very true. DBank as a product is amazing. It's easy. Once again, big shout out to Kyron, one of our biggest affiliates for Tokenmetrics. He's been making videos like this that have inspired us to create similar videos, because we know all these tier videos have been going viral on YouTube, and we've been seeing this happen a lot with crypto. I wanted to kind of give our perspective using our platform, our research framework and process. And if you also want to be an affiliate, just go to our website and click on the affiliate links. We pay out 40% commission to our affiliates for anybody you refer to Tokenmetrics. All right. So let me see what else we have. This has been a pretty long stream. If we go to, let's see. Actually, I forgot to go through all these different lists. But yeah, I mean, OKML has good backers, co-founder of Plantier and OpenAI. I mean, think about that. That's kind of crazy. The people doing WorldCoin and OpenAI, I'm assuming it's the same people, and OpenAI. But anyway, keep an eye out on that, right? DBank, we've covered this, and the airdrop is speculation. All right, so we got a few questions here from the Ask Me Anything. I think WorldCoin is the alpha or beta of social credit score system and CBDCs. You could also say it's like a Trojan horse. Docs to earn, thanks, but no thanks. Yeah, I mean, you're basically going to be scanning your eyeball, your iris, putting that on chain in exchange for what, 25 tokens? And those tokens are going to be worth millions. I mean, I don't know. I'm not buying the hype. Now, I'm not saying they're not a great team and a great company. They have a lot of money. A smart team, co-founder of OpenAI, Sam Altman, former partner at Y Combinator, so very smart guy. He's done well. He's walked the walk, backed up everything he taught at YC with the launch of OpenAI and now WorldCoin. But I mean, from a philosophical standpoint or ethical standpoint, do you want to scan your eyeball and have that put on chain? Because I think, yes, that is going to be the social credit system. But I think it's already happening, right? So I think what they're trying to do is, I'll tell you the good and the bad from my perspective. I think it's good. They're trying to make it Web3 and crypto friendly so people can have the option to have some kind of skin in the game with a token. But then at the same time, they're making money off of it by, I think, 20% on so widely reaching socially, coming from the team that AIs that can think like humans, because that will happen by our lifetimes. We're there. So if that's going to happen, do we want to have the same company also have a token that has our eyeballs and other data? It basically is becoming like China, right? With the whole social credit score system. Now, some people might say, better to have a company or a DAO own that than the government, because the government cannot be trusted, which is not a bad point. It does make sense, but the incentives matter the most. And I think, unless this is a fair launch, a full-on fair launch, but it's hard to do this product as a fair launch product anyway, right? That's the dilemma. So, yeah, I think this is the Trojan horse. Docs to having a piece of the pie or creating their own, right? So in the US, Fed now has launched instant. I made a wire transfer on different bank accounts, and I received it in like 10 minutes. I was like, whoa. what took so long for them to innovate like this? It felt like crypto. It felt like sending stable coins. But I do think this is a Trojan horse. So be careful. All right. So next, could you take a look at Myriad team and LinkedIn? I think we've covered Myriad before. Definitely, we're finishing up research on this. We'll have this to our customers shortly. Is DNX and XCaspa? I doubt it. This is also coming out as a code review shortly, so stay tuned. Okay, let me just see if I can pick some of the. 7-year-old, and just actually let's dumb it down even more, right? Let's say I create the first iPhone in the world. Right? I have an iPhone over here, right? I have the first iPhone in the world, the first cell phone in the world, even, right? How valuable is that as a technology? Very valuable, because you're the only person that can have the power of the computer in your hands and tell people globally and go online, go on the internet and connect globally. This is almost priceless. The value of this is priceless. Now, imagine now, everybody in the world has an iPhone. What's the value of this if you lose it? Not so much, because everybody has it. It's going to be more accessible, more available, and easier to get this again, right? Basically, it's widely available. It's not scarce. It's not limited in supply. So as a result, if you lose it, you just go to some store, buy a new one. Go to the Apple store, buy a new one. But if it's the only one in the world, you can't just go in the store and just buy a new one. You have to maybe wait for this to be made again. Maybe the first time was a fluke, right? So it's very scarce, right? So I'm basically explaining scarcity. And then on the other hand, you also have demand. How much do people want something, right? So if this is the only iPhone in the world and nobody wants it, it's worthless. But if it's the only iPhone in the world and there's 6 billion people in the world that want it, those 6 billion people will compete with each other to pay a higher price. And the person who pays the most price gets it. So as a result of that demand of 6 billion people with only one supply available, the price is going to be very, very high. Because at that point, out of 1 billion people, the person who is willing to pay the highest price gets it. Let's assume it's $1 billion, some billionaire, right? Let's say it's even more, $10 billion. But then on the other hand, if we have 6 billion iPhones and there's 6 billion in demand, there's not much competition because everybody gets one without having to compete on the price of buying this iPhone. So you might even buy it for just $1 because everybody has one, right? So if you lose one, everybody has one, right? So that's supply and demand. Now apply this to tokens, right? So the supply is the amount of tokens the total supply out there, the amount of tokens that will ever be available for you to buy, just like with this iPhone, right? And then the demand is the total number of buyers out there that have to buy that token. So change the iPhone to a token like Bitcoin, for example. Why is Bitcoin so popular? Because Bitcoin is limited in supply. There will only be 21 million Bitcoin in the history of crypto and the whole world. After Bitcoin goes to 21 million Bitcoins minted, they can't issue any more Bitcoin. But if we have 6 or now even 7 billion people in the world, and the demand, the interest, the request of buying and owning Bitcoin, if demand goes up and the supply stays the same, it gets even more scarce, right? Because if you have 7 billion people who want to buy 21 million Bitcoin, not everybody can get enough Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin's price goes up. The value of one Bitcoin goes up. Now, same thing with all these different tokens, right? So if we're introducing more supply into the market, if we add more iPhones into the market, right, the value of this goes down, right? It's basically every time the supply goes up, the demand goes down to compensate. This is as true a fact as out there, right? And if demand goes up, supply goes down, right? So as we mint more tokens into the market, the supply goes up, the demand goes down. So it's what I call a tax, an inflation tax, right? So if I have one iPhone and then I create an additional iPhone, and I have two iPhones, and there are two buyers. Actually, let me go back. If I have one iPhone and two buyers, right, they compete over the price. So the price goes up. I mean, they can compete over the iPhone, and the price goes up because one of them is willing to pay more than the other person. Now, if I have two iPhones and two buyers, there's no competition. They both can get the price, the iPhones at the price they want. Right? So the money is made getting into projects that have great tokenomics. Now, this is me kind of approximating everything, right, in terms of FTV versus market cap. Right? So let's go through an example. Right? So I was talking about Arkham Intelligence, right? So they have 150 million circulating supply, right? So you take this circulating supply, multiply by the current price, gives you its market cap. So if you want to go out there in the market and buy all the Arkham tokens available, the 150 million at the current price, that gives you the valuation of the market cap of slightly under 70 million, right? Okay, that's nice. But the total supply and the history of this projects down the road will be 1 billion total supply. That's the max supply. If you take this amount and multiply by the current price, it gives you its current FDV, the fully diluted valuation. So in the history of the total supply, so all the tokens, even those that aren't available on the market yet, is about 450 million FDV. Right? So now let's actually segue to this next point, right? So if we have 70 million in the market and we have, let me do 40 minus 70, we have 380 million not yet on the market. Imagine you wake up after 1 year and you have an additional 70 million new tokens on the market. Right? Let's say you wake up the next day, it goes from 70 million to 140 million. It goes from 150 to 300 million. The supply shock, the total supply has doubled over 1 day. So guess what? Supply and demand, right? It has to balance out. So if people were willing to buy this at 45 cents, and then the next day, there's twice as many Arkham tokens in the market, guess what? They can be cheap, right? Because they know the demand has not changed. The demand is the same, but the supply has doubled. So they can be cheap and probably offer you half the price. All right, so they probably offer you 23 cents, 23 and a half cents. So if the supply is going to double over 1 day or 1 year, the demand for that same token also has to double just to maintain the price. But that rarely happens, right? So in this instance, let's say it goes from 150 million to 300 million total tokens in the market. Basically, the demand has to double as well to maintain the same valuation. Otherwise, you're being taxed. It's an inflation, right? Now, it is crypto. Sometimes tokenomics do not matter. That's why you have to look strongly into the vesting schedules and know when tokens will hit the market, right? So let's say, let's actually see if they have tokenomics. Right? So we'll get to 1 billion total tokens. So we're looking at about, what, 7 years? 6.5 years? No, yeah, 7 years. And what I like to look at is basically the next 6 or 12 months, right? Because, or let's say we're targeting summer 2025, right? So from now till summer 2025. So looking at slightly under 2 years, right? Summer 2025. Yeah, July 25. We'll have about slightly more than a third of the tokens in the market. Not bad. You can still make money, but you have to understand that as more tokens are being introduced in the market, the demand has to increase. Because sometimes projects do still do well despite not the best tokenomics, right? So for example, Helium, right? We pull up their tokenomics. So all-time high of Helium was, it's actually viewed by market cap. They don't have FDV on here. I wish they did. When Helium launched, there weren't too many tokens in the market, right? It launched at under 10 million FDV and or market cap. As of today, you have about 2/3 of the token in the market. So initial tokenomics, but Helium had no. Well, they raised money from VCs early on in a Series A round. Valuation. Right, so I like to use FDV, fully diluted valuation, as the metric to really value a project in the long term. So let's say Helium only launched with 10% of the tokens, but let's say its FDV was 10 million. Doesn't matter, right? Because it's still a very low valuation. And if it was going to 50 billion FDV, or whatever you want to, right? You can still make 100x or 1,000x on it. So the reason why I like that metric a lot is you have to factor in the introduction of new tokens into the supply and then the valuation, right? So if this is 1.2 billion FDV, but you have all these tokens, right? Because total FDV, 1.2 billion market cap, but it has an FDV of over 7 billion. All that demand will eventually hit the market. So all that supply will hit the market. So will there be enough demand to keep up with it? But if it's only 10 million or lower FDV, demand is going to be high, right? So if I actually go to a Helium chart, or what is it? Dashboard. Right, so if we go to, is there all time? Okay, it's not giving me the, okay, that's not what I want. Let's see. Yeah, Explorer, I think is what I'm looking for. Okay, maybe not. But anyway, in general, Helium has now almost over 1 million devices, I believe, or close to 1 million. But when it launched, they had like under 10,000 devices, right? So you have basically almost 1 million new people that have entered the market demanding a Helium device and demanding the Helium token to use. Although this didn't pan out as expected in terms of the enterprise use case or carriers actually demanding this. This way it kind of has petered off in this bear market. But there was a whole new demand increase. While supply was being minted, it was being mined, right? So basically, long story short, kind of recap everything. Going back to the initial question, FDV metric is how I think you can fairly and truly value a project for the long term. Now, just because it has a bad FDV does not mean it's a bad investment. It just means, are you willing to, or do you believe that project or token can keep up the demand side of it, right? So if supply is being increased, do you think the token can keep up the demand at the same or even greater rate, right? So if the supply is doubling, can the demand quadruple? right? So let's say optimism, right? Once again, if I go back, where was I? All right, so let's say optimism has, let's make things simple, right? Let's say market cap is $1 billion, FTV is 7 billion. You have 6 billion tokens that have to hit the market. And let's say it's going to happen over 6 years, right? So if the supply is going to 6x, and well, actually in this case it would be 7x, right? But let's say if the supply is going to, here I'll keep it simple. If the supply does a 6x in 6 years, can the demand side do a 6x to keep up in 6 years? If you think so, if you think it can do even more, okay, then it's a okay investment. But that's still a tax. Why invest in a project or token where you have to do that as opposed to a project where all the tokens are already in the market? There won't be much of a tax. You're basically getting 6 times dilution. So imagine you had $100 and it was diluted by 6 times. You would have $16 over 6 years. That's why I call it an inflation tax, right? So you have to factor that into your ROI. Why do that if you don't need it? If you have a project, let's say Bitcoin had all the Bitcoins out there already mined, there's no inflation tax. That's extra profit on your money. So anyway, that's the quick spiel and all that. But I do have to go. But just want to do a quick recap again. We're offering a 25% discount on Tokenmetrics, as mentioned before. If you go to, let me go back to the top. If you just go to tokenmetrics.com, use the coupon code TokenMetricsGPT, one word, all caps, TokenMetricsGPT, get 25% off of Tokenmetrics, and try it out. We do have free accounts, so there's no reason not to create a free account if it's free. And if you want to try out the paid accounts, we have free trials for those as well. And if you want to sign up for those, guess what? You get 25% off. So this is the promotion we're doing for this month. And definitely try it out and sign up. And hopefully one of these projects we covered here piques your interest. Let us know down below. And let's see if any of them do a Have a good weekend. Okay. Hey, Gaurav. How did it go? Hello? I can't hear you. Hello, you there? Okay, good. Okay, all right, take care.